Welcome one, welcome all to the special Volatile Skeleton edition. And of course, we begin with the Volatile Skeleton himself, the baseline for how good this next series of cards will be. Volatile Skeleton, 2 mana, 2/2, Death Rattle, deal 2 damage to a random enemy. It's pretty simple to say that this card is not going to be good. But it's the baseline card. It's not like the Piranha card was good by itself. So let's take a look at all the cards that Mage gets that summon Volatile Skeleton. Nightcloak Sanctum. 3 mana location, freeze and minion, summon a 2/2 Volatile Skeleton. And of course, as locations are, it is 0 cost to activate the location and use the ability. You can use it once per turn. So you could use this turns 3 and then 4 then 5, or maybe you could use it turn 3 and then wait all the way until turn 7 and 8. I think this is the type of card that does not require you to play a Volatile Skeleton deck. It's just good enough as is. Solid value card with very useful freeze and minion properties. The stream showed you can only use it every other turn. What?
We're gonna coin our location here.
Yeah, of course.
The Nightcloak Stadium. So we play this.
Sanctum.
Sanctum, sorry, not Stadium. Nightcloak Sanctum, okay. So now, and we just kind of click it and drag it to something.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna freeze you and
Boom.
summon a 2/2 Volatile Skeleton with Death Rattle, deal 2 to a random enemy. And this closes off. So this is, and we see the little hourglass. So that indicates, as you mentioned, it has a cooldown. So next turn, we're not gonna be able to use it, correct?
Nope. Or,
okay.
Yes, you're correct. Nope, you're not gonna be able to use it. Just to be clear.
This just in, apparently I'm super wrong on how locations work. Locations can only be activated every other turn. So you play this on turn 3, you use it on turn 3, and then you could use it on 3, 5, 7. So it's slow, but for 3 mana you are getting 6/6 versus stats, you are getting 3 freezes, you're getting 6 random damage. Seems like a lot of value for a location, and definitely one of the stronger locations revealed so far. And if the Volatile Skeleton theme is actually a thing, well, of course you're going to see Nightcloak Sanctum in it, but whether or not the Volatile Skeleton theme is going to take off, let's keep going on the case, shall we, with Cold Case. 4 mana, Frost Spell. Summon 2/2 Volatile Skeletons, gain 4 armor. And I think the card that I'm going to compare this with is Baba Naga. 4 mana, 4/4, Battlecry, deal 3 damage. You don't gain the armor, but you're getting the 3 damage up front, unlike the 4 random damage. I'm not entirely sure this card would see play, without Volatile Skeleton synergy. So we're basically at, this kind of looks like a mediocre card if the Volatile Skeleton synergy is not there. But hey, at least it's just a mediocre card instead of bad. If the Volatile Skeleton synergy is real, if it's real good, then you could potentially see Cold Case. Here's Deathborne, 6 mana Frost Spell. Deal 2 damage to all minions, summon a 2/2 Volatile Skeleton for each killed. Now this card is bad. That's real bad. This card can be compared with Cycle of Hatred, which never saw any competitive play. Theoretically, if you can kill a bunch of minions on it, this is a great way to summon a lot of Volatile Skeletons, and as we're going to see in the next card, summoning a mass quantity of Volatile Skeletons is really good. It is possible that this last minute got nerfed from 5 mana to 6 mana, and it did, on the reveal stream, show as 5 mana. Because maybe playing Deathborne into Deathborne was too OP, where the first Deathborne summoned a bunch of skeletons, and the second Deathborne killed all of your skeletons and then summoned more skeletons. It could then go into the payoff card, Kel'Thuzad the Inevitable. 8 mana, 6/8, Battlecry, resurrect your Volatile Skeletons. Any that can't fit on the battlefield instantly explode. So if you run a few questionable cards in Deathborne and Volatile Skeleton, you could have a total skeleton pool of 17. Let's suppose you play Kel'Thuzad on an empty board, you summon 6 of those Volatile Skeletons, and you get 11 overflow. That's 11 explosions, and then that's 22 random damage. And it's like, okay, whatever. But where the big payoff could be is maybe you earn some money dancing on mailboxes. You play Bran, and then you coin Kel'Thuzad. And then you summon 17 Volatile Skeletons twice. That means you're going to get 12 skeletons overflowing, and then 17 skeletons overflowing for 29 skeletons overflowing. And then all of a sudden you're dealing 58 random damage, and then maybe that's actually good. The problem with this is that's a lot of setup and a lot of time, and you are playing incredibly bad cards in order to run this OTK combo that you can only pull off like way deep in the game. If you're only running Cold Case and Nightcloak Sanctum, then you can only get a total of 10 skeletons. And then if you do the brand Kel'Thuzad play, you're getting 20 skeletons, 5 will appear on the board, 15 will overflow, you're dealing 30 random damage. You know, that's nice, but there might be better payoff. You can already just do Bran War Dash, for example, which is 20 damage to all enemies, which will probably end up better than the 30 damage randomly dealt. At the end of the day, all these cards have to be evaluated together, and I think this package is a little bit better than initial Curse Warlock, where I could immediately look at the package and I was like, oh yeah, this is terrible. And it was terrible. Curse Warlock only got good after many of the cards in Curse Warlock got buffed, and many of the other cards got nerfed. I think this is probably a very similar case to Volatile Skeleton. In fact, Korra has made a public post saying, hey, by the way, if we undershot the Volatile Skeleton stuff, they're going to be buffed. Which I think is good policy, more playable cards across more classes. So my initial instinct is, yeah, the Volatile Skeleton thing, I don't think it's actually very strong as is. I think that with some buffs, as you know, as any archetype which got some buffs could do, it'll get better. Frozen Touch, 2 mana frost spell. Deal 3 damage, infuse 3, add a Frozen Touch to your hand. Infuse is when the Frozen Touch is in your hand and minions die. The spell sucks the souls from the dead friendly minions and then upgrades. So once 3 things die, you have a 2 mana deal 3, which adds a base Frozen Touch back into your hand. Pretty good in decks with minions in them. So that could be the skeleton deck, but that's not all. This could be really good in Mech Mage, and that's not all. This could be really good with decks that specifically use Frostweave Dungeoneer. If you Frostweave Dungeoneer your Frozen Touch, you're going to summon 2 1/1s alongside your Frostweave Dungeoneer. And Frozen Touch infuses if 3 things die. So, wow, that's like a self-fulfilling package. You draw your Frozen Touch, potentially, and then that's 3 minions in play that are there to infuse your Frozen Touch. That could be a new archetype right there. Maybe you forget all this spooky skeleton stuff, and you just care about actually running a Frost Mage deck. And we'll conclude with Vengeful Visage, which is a card that might have gotten leaked by Blizzard. It was shown during the reveal stream, and it was like blurred out, but the Reddit sleuths found a 1 second amount of time where it wasn't blurred out, and they found Vengeful Visage, 3 mana secret. After an enemy minion attacks your hero, summon a copy of it to attack the enemy hero. So it's a mirror entity, you could say. It's so much worse than mirror entity. Oh my god. If a 1/1 attacks you, you get a 1/1. So much easier to play around the mirror entity. Sure, you get the instant attack, and you can even tie. If the opponent kills you with it, and like your Vengeful Visage minion goes kills them, that's a great meme. But it's a very bad card. Imagine paying 3 mana for 1/1. There are a lot of decks that do have small tokens in them, which can activate Vengeful Visage. Well, yeah, very cool Volatile Skeleton theme. Now, there are other cards that have been revealed as well, which I will cover very shortly in the next video. Just wanted to get a nice packaged spooky skeleton set for this session of Murder at Castle Nathria.